Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Nomad Brad coming to you from my box truck. And today we're going to be testing another 100 amp hour 12 volt lithium battery. This brand is Unowix. And so they sent me one of these. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and power it up today. And I'm going to throw it in this little power station that I made in my previous video that I use to test now all my 100 amp hour batteries. So I'll be able to monitor the current flow, the voltage, and find out if this battery is truly 100 amp hours, if you are getting what you pay for. And the other thing we're going to test is if this battery can run my air conditioner. You can see it up in the corner. I just added this air conditioner a couple months ago. I'm in Texas. It's hot as hell. That is a 12,000 BTU air conditioner, and it is a inverter style compressor. So the thing that's cool about that is the inverter compressors, rather than just turning on and boom, you have full capacity, they start out low and then they slowly build up in their output. Here we are. I got the battery all set up in my little makeshift test station here. It's the Unowix 100 amp hours, baby. So what I got going on is I have this 1500 watt pure sine inverter, and then over here I have my little battery meter that's hooked up to a shunt. And so what this will tell me is how much energy in watts. Let me pull this sticker off so we can read it. I just installed this just now. Okay, so it'll tell us in watt hours how much energy we use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in my air conditioner to the inverter, and first of all we'll see if the inverter can even power my air conditioner. I'm not sure. It's going to be pretty close. The power requirement of the air conditioner is going to be really close to this, so it might not even work. But if it does, we're going to see how long this 100 amp hour Unowix battery can power the air conditioner. So we're all hooked up. I have the inverter plugged in to this extension cord, which is plugged into my air conditioner. Normally my air conditioner plugs in down here. But we got a little makeshift going, so we'll see how it works. First thing we'll do is go ahead and turn it on, and there it is. It tells me the battery's at 13.4 volts, and we got 109 volts on the inverter side. And so let's go ahead and try to fire up the air conditioner, see what happens. In the meantime, let's look. So here we can see the power, nothing's connected right now but the power inverter. So we can see the power inverter just turned on without any appliances running, uses 6.8 watts, and it pulls half an amp. So the fan kicked on. That's always the first thing. First the fan kicks on. So this is just the fan on the air conditioner. It's pulling 2.7 amps. 37 watts. All right, the air conditioner's trying. There it is. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe the air conditioner actually runs off this thing. It's working. 60 amps. Look at that. 1,800 watts. Here's a little update on the unit. It's been running for about 15 minutes. We've used 145 watt hours. This battery should have about 1,280 watt hours in the 100 amp hours, so we've got quite a ways to go still. We can see it's currently pulling 974 watts, which is 77 amps at 12.5 volts. You can hear the cooling fans kicked on. Kind of noisy. It is kind of a budget inverter, so I'm impressed it's running it. It is clearly actually a pure sine, because that inverter compressor would not run off a modified sine. So I don't know, overall the inverter seems like it's working pretty well. It's not hot or anything, but it is kind of noisy. Alright guys, quick update. I just wanted to show you we are currently pulling over 100 amps. We're pulling 106 amps of current, 1,300 watts of power, which is pretty awesome actually. This battery can output 100 amps continuous, 112 amps. And I will mention the terminals are a little hot, but not crazy, but they are a little hot. But that's still pretty impressive that we're pulling 109 amps out of this battery. So we're gonna keep it rolling and see how it does. Just checking in. I've been running the air conditioner for about an hour now, and you can see it's currently pulling 1,300 watts, 117 amps. As the voltage drops, the amps go higher. We're down to 11.5 volts. We've used 900 watt hours of energy, so that's pretty close. I think it's rated about 1,200 watt hours, so we're getting pretty close to the end here. I'm curious at what point it's going to actually just cut out. If we look at the inverter right now, it's still putting out a constant 111 volts. Which is pretty impressive. Our battery's down at 11 volts according to this readout, but 111 volts out is still pretty impressive. If we drop below 110 out, then we're gonna lose the air conditioner. So we're getting close to the end. Crazy, 120 amps. This thing is hot. Not boiling hot, but it is definitely hot to the touch. Got the 150 amp fuse in there. Glad I have the 150. I initially had the 100 amp, and that fuse would have blown. So definitely 150 is the good amp or fuse to have in there. And we're still cooking along. I'm pretty impressed with the inverter. Oh, it's shutting off now. This is it, guys. Last minute's 10.96 volts. 931 watt hours, 123 amps, and we're getting a beep, probably because the voltage is dropping too low. It's probably going to shut off any second now. 937 watt hours, 128 amps. There it goes. That's it. Air conditioner just shut off. We got the beep of death going on. 11.56 volts, 941 watt hours is the final reading. All right, guys, so the capacity is rated at 1,280 watt hours. In our test, we got 980 watt hours, so a few hundred watt hours short. I think part of the issue, or part of the reason, is probably just because we were running this thing at full blast. I think it would be different if, you know, we were running like a refrigerator or LED lights or something that was a lower draw. But I think the fact that we were, you know, pulling 1,200 watts, you know, or over 1,000 watts for almost an hour, I think that probably kind of limited us on being able to extract every single watt hour out of the battery. I'm pretty sure that if we would have been running, you know, 12 volt appliances or something, we probably would have got a little more out of it. So anyway, that's the test. You know, it's 12 volt battery. We ended up getting 941 watt hours, and we ran the air conditioner for an hour. So I think that's pretty cool. But it gives you an idea. You know, there's a lot of people that talk about wanting to run air conditioning in their vehicles. So, you know, it took a 100 amp hour battery, only lasted an hour. So if you wanted to try to run your air conditioner, you know, all night while you're sleeping, assume 8 hours, you know, you're going to need 800 amp hours, 800 amp hours of battery to run it all night. So that's a lot of energy. So you can see it's just not really practical to run that kind of air conditioner all day. Now I will say, even though that's the inverter compressor air conditioner, it's still pretty high energy draw. It's 1,200 watts. I know that the actual mini splits pull like 400 or 500 watts. So I think it'd be interesting to do a test with the traditional mini split and see if you could actually get that 400 or 500 watt rating. And then if that was the case, then realistically you could run an air conditioner all night on, say, 400 amp hours of battery. So something to think about. But that's it. That's the review. Thanks for watching. Nomad Brad signing off from my box truck. Peace.